Right, bit of a stretch workout on Paula's great suggestion. Just wanted to do a little video on some stretches you can do post run. So you'll wonder where to go, where to start. Hopefully you can hear clearly, as inevitably as I start, the rain starts pouring down. Okay, starting off, feet. Feet take a brunt of the work while we are out there running. So you really need to look after them. So either your tennis ball, something here, just spend a little bit of time now trying to mobilise the foot. If you have the tennis ball, you can stand up on it and roll on it. Otherwise, put your fingers between each toes. Stretch out those toes. Flex and move them. And you make sure that big toe moves freely. So you need that essentially to be able to roll off and get into the arch of the foot. Right, spend just 2 minutes working on that. Again, look for any hot spots, feeling around underneath the ankle bone there, on the heel if you've got any hot spots. Then come back and tell me if anything's sore in there and we can work on that further. And Nathan will put up a mobility video on it. So I get one down here in my heel. Seems to be a bit of a pinch spot. Feel if you've got any bone spurs working. So your Achilles, so I've talked about many a time, this is meant to be like a trampoline moving freely. So you want to spend at least a day a week or as much time as you can in barefoot, flat shoes, just allowing these feet to move. And then you've got your Achilles, that's like a trampoline that's meant to absorb and move as you run. And then you've got your Achilles coming up the back here. And this is like a big wire rope that again absorbs and releases. And like on a pulley system, if you have a wire going around your pulley, so imagine it's coming around here like this, if your foot isn't in the right position and the pulley's off kilter and the rope's going across it, you're always going to end up with it more frayed and getting tension and things like that. So bone spurs can form for the body to adjust for this, and what's fine. And otherwise we're just making sure that the body holds that knee in the right position so that that Achilles can run in its straight line. Alright, next up we want to do our calves. So let's just start off. Find something to put your foot up against and stretch that out like that. So do it with our straight leg first. You can step off a step. Got a box or step there, stand up on and drop your heels over. This is easier on this side. Let's work in the ankle flexibility at the same time. Let's bring those hips coming forwards. Sorry, now after you run all you want to do is sit down. Now we're going to do our lower calf. So do our lower calf. You can pull your foot up a bit higher. So I'm just trying to find a good position on this. And then soften that knee. And bring that knee forward. And it should drop down into that lower soleus calf muscle. Again, this is working on the ankle flexion at the same time. If you can do it in bare feet, it's even better, just giving the foot a chance to stretch at the same time. Let's do it on the other foot. Do it first, bring those hips forward. Get into that top part of your glute there. Let's flip forward a bit more. Again, take chance whenever you breathe. Do stretching to focus on your breathing. And that allows the muscles to lengthen. Also, you're replenishing those muscles after running, making sure there's full oxygen into them. And it's just a good excuse and chance to stretch and feed oxygen into those muscles. Right, we'll do our soleus. If you haven't done already, softening that knee, bring that knee forward. The bag actually is in the middle, this is working my ankle well. And bring that knee forward. So if you wanted to add more to this, you can actually stick your foot up in a box in front of you. Today my balance isn't that good. Right, calves, abductors next. Overlooked one I always find that we don't do enough of is these ones. Again, coming around your knees, you've got your calves coming up and over it, and you've got your abductors, your quads, and your hamstrings all coming over it. So if you have tight knees, you've got to work out which one is feeling the tightness and getting around there, making sure that all being well looked after. So I'm just going to hold this stretch, nice flat back. If you can't do it with your up on your toes and come down on your knee, that's fine with your foot flat. Now flat back is key, and sitting back onto that heel. So you're kind of pushing yourself back onto this heel. Just hold that there. If that's not feeling anything, twist your foot around. So your foot's up, toes pointing to the ceiling. For me, that I feel it more in there then. And then pull those toes back. Again, we'll just take some nice deep breaths. Back, sink into it more if you can. You keep this knee pushed outwards, so your arms on the inside, just opening up those hips at the same time. Come on over. We're here in the middle, just rolling the outsides of our legs, stretching up here. Again, flat back, sitting back into your heels best you can before you fall over. And over the other side. Just keep it straight. The more you get this heel on the ground, the more I think you're impressive. And looking how my legs need a good moisturize. Okay, flip back, it's key. Shoulders away from your ears, and big breaths. Turn those feet around so your toes are pointed to the ceiling. Each out breath, try and sink in deeper. Pull those heels, toes back. Straight on that one. Again, roll on the outside of the feet. So I don't know about you, but I find these ones always get quite tight. Right, next thing we're going to do is the quads. We'll do the couch stretch. So if you've got a wall or a couch behind you, I'm just going to get something soft to put on my box. Take that foot knee as close to your chair or wall or box as you can. first, just stay down here and push that hip forward and just stretching top of your hip there. And then work your way coming up straight. If it's too much, bring that knee forward a little bit more, or bring your body hand back on the ground. Now you really want to concentrate on pushing that hip forward. So tuck that tailbone under, so it's just a matter of getting a comfy position. Up straight. Now you can move this foot around, find just tight spots by taking your foot further out this way and out this direction. So if this isn't feeling enough stretch, try moving that foot. Straight, tuck that tailbone under, push that hip forward a bit more. Again, remember that breathing, and those shoulders away. Try and move that foot over that way a bit more. Move the knee a bit closer. Shifting it. You can feel on the knee now and coming out on the outside there. Again, you can try taking the foot out wide. Pulling that around. Let's shift it again slightly. And try and keep your hips and the other foot facing forward if you can. Alright, this is one of the best stretches, and according to my research, my lucky book here, I've got this is solving and causing of a lot of issues is tight quads, starting from your knees, hips, back. It's tight quads often take. That's why I usually try and avoid us focusing on the quads and prefer the hamstrings and the glutes, just because I feel these ones are dominant and try to take over a lot of the time. And if you ever get a knee injury, they turn off. So if you've got pain there, these won't work properly anyway. Move that foot across. They're coming up halfway to this one, didn't they? Push that hip forward. And out the other side. That wide. And relax. Never magic word we're all told all the time. My cup of tea up there that's gone cold by an hour. I haven't drank yet. That's why I try and make time for you guys to make sure you get all these things in, even if I don't do it myself. Alright, hamstrings. Glutes first. Two favourite glute ones. This one's you guys know, sitting up tall, get the heel as up by your bum as you can. Hug it in close. And then flatten your spine out. Make your spine as tall and straight as you can. You should feel, I feel the stretch there. This might be a slightly different location. Pixie hunting. twist with this. Again, sit tall up in your sit bones, so you breathe in, breathe out and twist around. Side. Again, hug it in as close as you can, and then try straightening your back out. For some reason, this one doesn't wiggle around until you feel a stretch. Add our twist in. Right, other glute one, piriformis. Use a wall box if you've got it, makes it easier. Step. You've only got one thing to focus on. Heavy enough. Okay. This one, bring your foot up here. And pushing that knee out. This one again gets into the hips as well as the piriformis that goes through your butt down here. Every breath, just try and push this heel further away. Put that foot up at 90 degrees. You can feel that more. So if you don't have a wall, you're just going to pull this one in while you push this knee away. And change legs. So it's pushing it away, so opening up that hip, into the glute. Pull this leg in or lift it up to 90 degrees. I just have to do. So. Okay. Alright, next hamstring. If you have got a band or a sweatshirt or a skipping rope, down, and your foot, this other leg straight on the ground, pull it in as far as you can, keeping the legs straight. And take some nice breaths. And get your shoulders on the ground. Now to stretch that one, essentially we're contracting this one. So this one's having to shorten, so this one can lengthen. So if it's shaking, this one isn't quite contracting properly, so this one is struggling to release. So this is the theory. So now we're going to pull it in closer, so soften that knee, and then push that foot out. So we don't want it quite straight. Now, mine shifts into this big belly of the hamstring. If your foot's shaking uncontrollably, try pulling that knee in again and then pushing it back out. Other one. So straight first. Nasal breathing. Softening that knee, pull it right in, and then push it out. So we're engaging the center length in that one. I don't want the knee quite straight, a little bit bent there, so we're trying to shift, stretch into that big belly there. Again, try and breathe. Yeah. Last two. Child's pose, knees as wide as your mat. Reaching forwards, so sitting in, we're opening up those hips as well as stretching out that back. The out breath, walk those fingers forwards a little bit more. Roll up into cat, is that arching out one vertebrae at a time. And relaxing down to cat cow. Bring one foot forward, on those hips. So this back foot, you can either be on your knee or your toe, either's fine. Just try and open up those hips again. Pushing that out nice and wide. Sinking into them. You can add in some little circles with your pelvis there if you like, around one leg and the other. Now, if you can come down on your knees. Coming up, we'll switch. Stretch out for a sec. And flip it away. And just opening up, check that knee out nice and wide. Allowing space in the hips so they can move freely. Just some little hip circles. Away. And come down. If you can't come to your elbows, don't worry, just do what you can. Again, hold that as long as you feel ready. And that'll do us for today. Again, hopefully that's useful for you guys. I'll do another one going through with the tennis ball, I was thinking, and some more mobility after a post run. Yeah, cheers, good day.